Welcome to the Pokemon Squad. My name's John and we're shining the light of Christ one ride at a time. We're back with our Uforce 800 XL and we've partnered with Starknight MT to, let's go around the back, put the back windshield into this machine. They have sent this over. I'm going to show you how to put it on, and it will be fairly simple. I'll show you what you need. I'll show you how to do it, and you'll be able to do it too. No problems at all. All right, let's get right into it. Just a quick shout out for Starknight MT. They did send us a little goodie bag along with this back windshield, so they're definitely an awesome part of the Cfmoto community. Here are the materials you're going to need. You're going to need a drill, a pair of metal snips. You're going to need a 10mm wrench. You're going to need a 15/64 drill bit, a T30 Torx head, and then a 5/32 Allen head. Should be everything you need. So the first thing we want to do is unbox our goody goodness here and see what all we got. Should be a back windshield, should be a few brackets, and then there should be a rubber piece that seals the edges. Here's our back windshield. There's our rubber piece and probably our brackets too. Let's just see if there's anything else in here. Oh, and there they are. Some brackets. Probably shouldn't have done that right on top of the windshield. So these are our brackets here. Let's go ahead and open them up and get you a better look. Let's see, we've got a few smaller ones. And then we've got a few bigger ones. Don't worry, I'll show you where they all go. All right, let's go ahead and check out these instructions. You may need to reference this. You may be following along and lost your instructions. And then you may want to see this. Okay. Hopefully that helps you. Now let's take off our protective sleeve here. And it also looks like, oh wow, yeah. You order this, you get all kinds of sticker goodies. That's good, because if you got a big back windshield, that's the best place to put some stickers. Now, we do want to go and make sure you got the right one sent to you, because once you take off this protective covering, and there's some on both sides, you can't take it back. So let's go over to the machine and make sure it fits. All right. It doesn't take much to just kind of slide this over here and make sure that looks like it's going to work. And yeah, I'm going to say that's the right one. So we can go ahead and start the install process. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is just peel off a little bit of this around the edges. That way we can install our rubber bracket. The reason I don't want to take it all off is because the more I take off, the more likely I am to scratch this windshield. I'd like to scratch it on the trails and not scratch it while I'm putting it on. So it's not hard to pull off. We don't need a whole lot, just enough to get our rubber part on, and then eventually our brackets. All right, so we've kind of got that peeled off. There is a top and a bottom. The two screws that are closer together, the two holes that are closer together, that is the top part. I mean, that will matter. So you'll have to decide where you want to start. I'll probably just start at the top. There's going to be an inside and an outside. It is different. It doesn't matter as far as the glass, but it will matter when you mount this on. You want to put the squishy side towards your machine. And so we're just going to start pushing this on here. I'm just going to kind of get it close to the middle as I can. There's a little channel that you just slide that in, and you just work that around all the way around till you get back to where you started from. It's not hard. Just kind of get it on there to begin with. That's what I'm doing. Make sure you're not getting all of that plastic in there. And then once you kind of got started, you can come back and just really shove it on there. I mean, you can feel it bottom out once you get it on there. If you watched the front windshield, it's exactly the same process. We want a good tight seal, and so that's what we're working on. You may rotate it back and forth a little bit. Like I said, you can kind of feel it bottom out. Once you get it on there, it's not hard. You just got to work it a little bit. Once you do it, kind of come back around, make sure that, you know, it got on there good. You're going to do that the whole way around. Like I said, I would just keep kind of making sure you're not sucking your plastic into that, just so, like I did, you don't want a bunch of giblets later. So just be careful with that. See if I can show you a little closer. With one hand, we're just going to line up our channel. Shove it on there. And just work it all the way around. And once you get it on there good, you can really give it a shove. Now it's on there. We'll do that all the way around. I won't torture you with watching that, but it's really not hard at all. Okay, I've got it almost to the end, and you can see it's really starting to look like a windshield now. I just wanted to show you kind of, you want it to look like this. See how good and flat that is? If you see a spot that's not flat, you know, just try to shove it down a little bit. It does not have to be absolutely perfect, but you want to get close. Now right here, I purposely left like this. See how it's lumpy? We don't want that. See how I'm getting a lot more still on there? We'll get all those lumps out just to get a really nice finish. Now it looks a lot better. Okay, now we're going to take our metal snips, and I'm going to just cut, just kind of line it up, cut there, and line that up, and we'll be ready for our brackets. All right, so I've got my metal snips. I'm just going to come along here and snip it. I'm going to do it from the other side. I think I can get to it a little bit better like that. And so it looks like right here on this crease, I think is the best. I'm going to cut it just a little bit long. I think that's better than, you know, cutting it just a little bit short. Just kind of cut through. Metal is easier to cut through than the rubber. Okay, and then you'll have a little bit left. I usually try not to use this just because it was kinked. It may not matter once you shove it on there, but I think it'd just be better not to use that part since you have some extra. There we go. I do have just the tiniest little gap on the backside, and that's not going to matter a whole lot. All right, so now it's time to get some brackets. Okay, so we have 2 small brackets that will go up top. We have 4 that will go across the bottom, and we have 2 that will hook up to the sides. Where we're mounting these at, there's already hardware. So we're going to take the original Cfmoto hardware out, put these in, put the Cfmoto hardware back in, and then we'll use this to secure our windshield. Okay, so the screws that will be taken out, there are 2 up top, so we'll take that one out and that one out. And then there are 4 on the inside going across right there that we will take out as well. This is a T30 Torx, your Cfmoto toolkit. should have one in there. Now make sure not to lose this original hardware because we're going to reuse it. Okay, to take the back seat off, you should just be able to kind of just shove it right there. Give it a good shove right there. And that should kind of just jerk it off of there. And that should give you plenty of access to get the bolt here, here, there, and there. I know. So let's begin installing our brackets. We should be putting them just like that right there. We'll go all the way across the bottom. We'll use our original hardware that we took out. Put these on. Let's do that a few more times. All right, now that we've got the bottom brackets on, let's go ahead and get our top brackets put on. For the top bracket, we'll use our original hardware. We will put it on through that and get it good and tight. All right, once you get the top brackets up there, and all the brackets are on, we'll go get our windshield, and we're going to need to go ahead and secure the top. And so we will need one of these little washers. This will go like that against the glass or the plexiglass. It'll go through the little pre-drilled holes, and then we'll secure it on the other side with this. And we'll do that to the two top mounting holes. May help if you have a friend, but you can do it yourself. The reason we're not doing the bottoms yet is because we will have to drill new holes for those, but I'll show you how to do that. It's not hard at all. Well, I thought I needed your help, but I might not. All right. Love you, bud. Okay, well, I did do it myself. You saw that. It's just kind of hanging on here. My hope is that I can get out of the back of this thing without this falling off and put my two nuts on. Okay, so I did end up getting help. I couldn't quite reach both sides. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten up the top. Need a 10 millimeter. Now you've seen the list of parts you need. I'm gonna push this up as high as I can and just go ahead and tighten it. I'm not gonna go too crazy. I'll go crazy at the end. So I'm gonna shove it up as tall as I can or high as I can. And just kind of tighten it there. You want to make sure you don't pinch your plastic. You left it, and I think I did. I'm gonna. Will you pull that plastic out from underneath there, buddy? All right. Now put the wrench back on it. All right. We don't want to go too crazy because we don't want to bust that glass or plastic. Okay. So now we will get our drill bit and drill our holes right there. We'll have 4 of them. It's only drilling you got to do. And I'll be right back with the drill. So, if you look at this, got a bad glare. This is our hole, but right there is where our hole needs to be. And so, we're going to get our drill bit out, just kind of line it up, and drill a quick hole right there, and then we'll be able to feed our screws through. Okay, so I've got my drill bits. I just want to find one that's basically the same size as this. If it's too small, you know, it'll give us a hard time. So we probably want to get one that's just a tad bit bigger. Nope, a 1564. Let's see if that is big enough. Now what I could have done is just got drill bits and stuck them in there until I found out how big that hole was. But that's what we need. That's a little bit smaller than their hole. And once again, that was a 15th, 64th. I know I'm going to just kind of center it, give it a few punches. All right, go ahead and prepare 4 of your screws with your little rubber washers. Put them in the holes, and then get your helper to hold the other side at the 10mm wrench, and we'll get these tightened up. And there's my helper. Okay, we've got our side mounts now, and we want to be careful not to over tighten these. I guess they'd really be optional. Just kind of fit right here, and you'll just put your screw in just like we had it. So we're about to put our screw in. Do not over tighten it, because it looks like it doesn't quite reach and it'll suck it down too far. Don't do that. All right, we've tightened up our side pieces. I did not suck them down all the way, just because I did not want to bow our glass. We did take off the inside plastic piece while we were drilling those holes. So Dallas, go ahead and pull that off. Give us our beautiful reveal. Okay. And look at that. That is nice. It is slightly tinted, but that looks really good. We'll have to get our Starknight MT sticker and slap it on here. So we just went on a huge trail ride with a ton of rides and tested this Starknight MT windshield out thoroughly. I just sprayed it off. Still a little bit wet in case you see anything on there. It's not completely dry yet, but I wanted to get this out while we still had a little bit of daylight. But this thing is great. Kept all the dust out, or at least reduced it a considerable amount. Reduced some of the cabin noise as well. Wasn't quite as loud in there. And even made my radio sound a little bit better. So that's always a plus as well. I don't know if that's a benefit they ever factored in. But I definitely love this windshield. 5 stars from me. Not too bad of an install if you got help. Thank you once again, Starknight MT. I really appreciate helping us get this. And don't forget, Jesus loves you so much, he died for you, and all the honor and glory goes to God. Good night, good pools, and God bless.